What's up YouTubers, I'm Grey Man Dan, and today I'm going to talk about chest rigs, plate carriers and battle belts. What's better, what should you run, where? I don't believe in one size fits all. I run different things for various different applications, and that's what I'm going to go through basically. So plate carriers, we'll start with that. Why would you run a plate carrier? For me personally, I prefer the way magazines sit on the plate carrier. However, for me, a plate carrier really is only any use in a sort of CQB airsoft situation. It's no good for practical shooting. I don't like loading from the chest. And I don't particularly find it very comfortable in a woodland environment. Too bulky, gets hung up on stuff, gets caught up, and it's kind of in the way. You know, woodland shooting, you're spending a lot of time prone, and that's not the best place to have all your magazines and all your gear. In a CQB situation, it's very different. I want everything accessible there, sort of tight, you know, moving around corners, it needs to be sort of compact. Also moving in and out of windows, I have found over the years, you know, playing sort of, you know, fighting in built up areas, CQB. Battle belts tend to get caught up on stuff, you know, moving through windows, jumping over low walls, that sort of stuff. I mean, I do run them occasionally, but they're not, you know, I would say a plate carrier for me is better in that situation. Moving on to chest rigs. I run various different chest rigs. This is a recent one I've just picked up to mess about with. It's pretty cheap. I've got some polymer inserts in there. I mean, most of my gear I adapt for my use, and it doesn't really, you know, I find a lot of off-the-shelf stuff doesn't really suit, so I always, you know, mess about with it, customise it to my needs. I've got various different rigs that I've used over the years. One thing they all have in common with a chest rig is that they've got to be lightweight, low profile, and not get in the way really. Better still, leads me on to the next one. Shooter's belts. This is my shooter's belt. Now I use this for both practical shooting and airsoft. It's pretty, you know, interchangeable, so if I'm not running it for shooting, I don't need an airsoft pistol on there. I'll just run the belt like that. It's got my magazine pouches that I need, a dump pouch, which I find most useful, and then a small utility pouch. That's pretty much all I need on the belt. I don't need anything more than that. I don't want it getting in the way. The idea of a belt is that it stays out of the way. So this is my 2.2 Smith & Wesson that I use for a practical rifle. That's what I typically run with that. Like I said, I do, you know, my mag pouches are interchangeable, so this is a 2.2 mag. Retains it very well, doesn't come out. Likewise, as most people know, airsoft mag's exactly the same size. So I've got one belt that does multiple things for different shooting applications. I'm going to change it about too much. Like I say, any changes that I do have to do generally make them quick detach, so I can, you know, swap between my different shooting disciplines. That's typically what I run. Is one better than the other? Not really. Personal preference, and it comes down to what you like to use. If I'm shooting fast in competitions and I want to load quickly, a belt's the way to go. I like to load, you know, with my weak hand. Obviously I do train, you know, to load with both, but I've got my belt set up so I have 3 mags on that side. Sometimes I'll run an extra mag on the weak side depending on what the, you know, what the shooting's going to be for the day. That would be my go-to method for most types of shooting. Like I said, I only really change it up if I'm playing airsoft, particularly CQB. Nowadays I don't run chest rigs all that much. I find them kind of a good middle ground, but if I'm running a belt, I typically don't need a chest rig. You know, and then like I say, my go-to ideally for airsoft would be a, you know, in a CQB situation, it's going to be a plate carrier. Silly with my 9 milli. 9 milli. Silly with my 9 milli. 9 milli. 9 milli. Silly with my 9 milli.